What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Piggy Garage. Today I'm here with a very dirty set of wheels on my GT350R. The reason why they're so dirty is because I've been waiting to test out this new product, which is P&S Brake Buster. I've heard such good things about this product online, on YouTube, everything else, so I wanted to go ahead and get it myself. The reason why I waited so long is because I have a problem or a tendency where I like to buy bulk, a lot, like more products, where you can dilute them and whatnot. The product I had before this was Adam's Wheel Cleaner, and I can go ahead and say that compared to this is a big difference just with smell alone. The Adam's Wheel Cleaner smelled so bad. Anytime that I use it, I would have to have my car sit out for a couple of days or just for a couple hours because the smell was so bad. The chemical smell was just, it was intoxicating. It was really bad. For that reason, I really dislike Adam's Wheel Cleaner. It did a great job of cleaning wheels of cars, but I think this will do a lot better of a job. I would have bought it sooner if I didn't want to just go through my whole gallon jug of Adam's Wheel Cleaner. But I bought this product. This is a non-acid based product. It's good on all wheels. And also a big thing that this has that a lot of wheel cleaners don't have is one, that it's non-acidic. That is huge. You don't want to be touching an expensive set of wheels with acidic wheel cleaner. It's not bad if you know what you're doing, but I just like to be safe than sorry. This is non-acidic. It has a really great foam property built into the chemical. I am coupling this with a solo sprayer, which is just a pump, and then you spray it. It is diluted 5-to-1 if you buy the gallon jug. So that's a big thing that I love about buying in bulk or buying the gallon. They can send you a non-diluted product, so you get a lot more for your money. If you buy the smaller version of this, the 16-ounce bottle, it comes already diluted, just on shipping and all that stuff. That's how they have to do it. I don't know the reasoning behind it really, but if you buy the gallon jug, you can dilute it 5-to-1, so that means pretty much, to go real quick into dilution. All right, guys, a real quick and easy way on how to dilute something. Let's take, for example, you had a 16-ounce jug of, or a 16-ounce sprayer bottle that you're trying to fill up of whatever chemical that is. And let's say that chemical calls for a 3-to-1 dilution. That means the bigger number is always the water, the smaller number is always the chemical, or the number that's first is the water, the second number is the chemical. So you take 3 plus 1, which is 4, and you do 16 divided by 4. So you take whatever your bottle is that you're going to fill up, whatever that size is. So let's say this is 16 ounces, and if you're trying to dilute something 3-to-1, you add the 3 to the 1, and that's 4, and you do 16 divided by 4, and that will give you how many ounces of the product you're using. So in that case, or in this example that we're discussing, it would be 4 ounces of product, and then you can fill the rest of your bottle up with water. So how you get how much water you need, you just do 16 minus 4, whatever the chemical is. So that would give you, what, 12? Yeah, 12 ounces of water, and that's how you fill something up. But in this case, it's 5-to-1, and I filled it up in I believe this is 2 liters, so the math is a little bit more difficult or whatnot. I don't feel like explaining that right now. And if you have different sizes, you're trying to use a different size, it's not going to help you anyway. But it's pretty much how you do it. You would take 5-to-1 dilution, add the 5 to the 1, that's 6, and you would divide that by whatever you're trying to fill up, whether that's 16 ounces, 32 ounces, 2 liters, which is like 67 some ounces or whatnot, and so forth. But getting off topic here, that's how you dilute something. Really cool thing when you buy in a gallon is the fact that you can dilute it, so you get a lot more product for your money. This is this is relatively cheap. I do not remember how much I paid for it. I want to say maybe $20 to $30, somewhere in that price range. But I am super pleased and happy with all the other P&S products that I've tested on my channel. You guys can go ahead and check those out. I've tested P&S Bead Maker, which is a great little sealant or whatnot for your paint. It makes your paint like silky smooth. It is crazy. The results and the smell is amazing. I love that. I've talked about how I really like two qualities in products. Well, a couple different qualities. One, that they have to work and work good. And when they're inexpensive, that's even better. And three, if they smell delicious. I mean, that checks off all the boxes for me. And the P&S line surely does that. The Brake Buster doesn't smell like amazing where I just want to, you know, smell it all the time, but it isn't as harsh as the Adams wheel cleaner that I've tested and used and other wheel cleaners that I've used in the past. Normally they really smell like, wow, I shouldn't be breathing this in right now. This isn't the case, but with actually with any cleaning, you should wear gloves, just because it's really not good for your hands to be touching all these different chemicals all the time. So that's one thing that I've really neglected over the years, and I'm really trying to pick up. If you guys watched my ceramic coating of seats, leather seats, and my interior detail, or my review of the P&S Express Interior Cleaner, I tried to use gloves with that. The Express Interior Cleaner, absolutely wonderful product, smelled delicious. And yeah, so pretty much I bought P&S Brake Buster because this is the best brake cleaner on the market in my opinion, and I'm going to go ahead and show that to you guys now. You can put this in a sprayer bottle. I noticed that the sprayer bottle doesn't foam up just as good as when you have I have a solo sprayer here, so it's pretty much you pump it, you know, I pretty much pump it, and then it gives it a nice thick foam. You can put it in a foam gun too, but I just bought this solo sprayer. This was probably $20. Another thing to note, I will list everything in the comments or the detailed description below. If you guys are trying to buy this stuff, I'll give you the Amazon links. Solo sprayer, very cheap and inexpensive. I filled this up with water. Whenever I use water for any products, if you guys check out my P&S Express Interior Cleaner, I show you how I fill things up with water. I use a RODI system, so it's really pure water. It has 0 parts per million of, you know, metals and harsh things and hardnesses found in water. It really helps to, you know, prevent from scraping, because yes, water can scrape paint. And you know, all the metals in there, it kind of gives it what you get like with swirl marks and whatnot. I've gone over that before, and it really gives a great foamy effect. For some reason, the properties and, you know, non-harsh water with chemicals really allow your you know, foam to go to that next level. The biggest thing that I love about the P&S Brake Buster is the rust inhibiting factor. I'm gonna touch on that in another video of how you can prevent rust on you know, your calipers or I mean rotors, because that's a real big negative thing with these steel rotors, and a lot of sports car steel rotors, that after you wash them, if you don't dry them off properly or good enough, even if you do a great job of drying them off, they will rust, and as soon as you drive down the road, you know, 5 miles, it's like already covered in like a rust. And if you have black wheels like I do, it shows up like no other, and a huge pet peeve. So I've kind of got down the science of how to prevent your rotors from rusting. Now I'm going to make a video on that probably after this, because it's kind of like a coupling thing. When you you know, wash your wheels, it's kind of a 3-step method. But yeah, so pretty much my method is wash the wheels down, spray, pump this up, spray it on the wheels, use different wheel detailing brushes. You'll see it when I actually clean these, when I pull the car outside. It's kind of windy today, so I'm kind of making the first half of the video in the garage, and if the wind is affecting the mic too much, then I'll just do some speak over audio of how what I'm doing. But so I foam them up, wash the wheels off, wash them, spray my rust inhibitor, and then I use this little guy, a Blaster Sidekick, which really does a great job of drying off the car. It has a rubber knob and whatnot, but I'll talk about that in probably the next video I make of how to prevent your rotors from rusting. So I'm not going to take up any more of you guys' time. I'm going to back my car out and show you how well this wheel cleaner does at cleaning wheels. Also, another thing to note is if you have carbon ceramic brakes, I really wouldn't use any wheel cleaners. This one might be safe. I have to do a little bit more research, but with carbon ceramics, you don't really get a lot of brake dust. And I tend, well, if you use a acidic wheel cleaner, you will ruin those carbon ceramic brakes. And if you have a very expensive car, those ceramic brakes, well, no matter what kind of car you have, if you have ceramic brakes, they're going to cost you a pretty penny. So don't use any wheel cleaner. I suggest if you have ceramic brakes, you just go ahead and use car soap and a little car mitt, but you should be fine. What I like to do is just have my wheels ceramic coated, and you can just rinse them off. If you have ceramic brakes, because they don't make a lot of brake dust anyway. So I'm gonna go ahead, back this car out, get my pressure washer set up. I'll give you guys a little show of how how I have that set up. If you're just tuning in, you probably don't know my pressure washer setup, but I have a link. You guys can check out my YouTube videos where I go over my pressure washer setup as well. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, back it out, and start this process up. Alright guys, as you can see, I have my GT350R out now. Mixed up, I have the P&S Brake Buster. I'm going to go ahead and hit these kind of hard. First, I'm going to take my pressure washer and rinse these wheels off. It's going to be a little bit loud, so I'll probably just speed it up, but rinse them off. Hit it with the P&S Brake Buster, and then I'll show you guys the results. Sometimes, depending on how dirty your rims are, I've kind of let these the brake dust cake on here a little bit long just for this video. I wanted to demonstrate how well this product does at cleaning your rims off. So I might have to hit it for a second pass, but I'm going to go ahead and rinse them down, hit it with the bead maker, or the sorry, not the bead maker. I'm going to hit it with the Brake Buster and show you guys the results. Another really cool thing about the Brake Buster is you can also clean your tires with it. It does a great job. I have a kind of an arsenal of different tools I like to use for cleaning my wheels. The links to those, actually the links to everything, will be listed and detailed in the description below. So I'm going to go ahead and pump this up real good. And then get everything all covered. This solo sprayer isn't as good as others. I'm going to actually buy the Karcher IQ, I think it's called IQ, pressure washer setup, as it suds a lot more, foams a lot more, kind of like a foam cannon. I just like something that's sudsy. This actually still does a really good job at sudsing up, as you guys can see, and will see, especially on the sidewalls of the tires. But yeah, just kind of spray it down real good, let it sit on there for a little bit, and then I'll wash it off. So here I have the tire brush. As you can see, it suds up nicely. Also, what I like to do is, when I'm washing my wheels, I like to move my car back and forth so I get the whole rotor. Once I clean this down or wash it once, I'll do that and get the spot on the rotor that's covered by the caliper. guys can see how it's foaming up really nicely. I might not have to do a second pass on these guys. One thing I'm not doing that I kind of preference, or I'm trying to get better at, is I'm not wearing any gloves. I do think that you should wear gloves whenever dealing with a chemical compound cleaner, detail product. It's really not good for your hands. Kind of not following that right now, but I do suggest it. You just rinse it down. Voila! You can see that there's no more brake dust on these wheels. I'm gonna go ahead and move it and scrub them down one more time just for, you know, good luck's sake, and show you guys the final product. Here's the finished product, guys. You guys saw how dirty the rims were when we first started. This is after my 3-step method of using the, you know, my rest preventative procedure. I'm gonna put out a video on just how to do that, but you guys can see how well P&S Brake Buster did at cleaning these GT350R rims.